All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rekah HaKadosh, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, first off, I want to say Shalom to the ones that are pushing this word out in truth and in sincerity, which are the apostles and elders on down to the brothers, right? And Shalom to the ones that are enduring this faith until the end, right? Until we get the hell up out of this place, right? Jacob's trouble, which are again the apostles and elders on down to the brothers and a few sisters. All right, so Shalom. I want to do this video because I just sometimes experiment with things, Um and I just figured why not go into this a little bit, since yesterday, I had that geometry class and stuff like that. So I just wondered, what was after, the numbers trillions, right? Now, I got it up right here on a separate, computer, right? Now, the first three are named after, you know, like double, triple, quad, stuff like that, right? That's where you get trillion from, triple. Now, the next four though, let's go into it. So you got trillion, right? Uh, then comes quadrillion, quintillion, right? Which quin, that's like five. That's also why in Latin, number 15 is like quince, right? Quincy, you know, so that's five. You got sextillion, which is six. Now, the next ones after that, I've noticed it's named after months, right? Septillion, octillion, nonillion, and decillion, right? Which is September, October, November, and December. Now we all know November and December didn't exist, you know. So these are named after months. And who are these months and shit, even days of the week? What are they named after? They're named after, these Greek, gods. These deities that, are Babylonian. Things that went back into Egypt, things that we're not supposed to be worshiping. And that's why, you got people, planets are named after gods. Now you got people, it makes everybody do this. I can't wait. I can't wait for, this certain day. I can't wait for the weekend, right? Or I can't wait for, just a certain day. And that's where they trick you up at. Because when you hope it for that day so sincerely, you're technically, you're worshiping that God. And that's the trick bag that they're putting us in. Right? So bear with me. Right. So every day of the week, you know, they're all named after gods. The months, the days, the planets. They're naming everything after gods. And you know what? That's also them telling you, yeah, that we own you, that we own this place, that we own you. Right? So we'll start with Monday. Monday, it's moon, right? They said it's Manny, right? You got Tuesday, um, right? It's another name for Tyr, right? Which is another god, in their Greek mythology. And this is what the hell they get us with. You know, they have us hoping for these certain days, certain months, certain times, you know, just to have you worship it, right? And they started that when? In slavery. You know, I can't wait until the weekend because, we get a break, right? That's the same thing they did, in slavery. And that's the same thing they're doing right now. By them naming all these days after gods, they're showing pretty much their authority, showing that they own you. Right? So this is Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Right? So he is a proud man that neither keepeth at home. He'll go any and everywhere around this earth. It says, who enlargeth his desire is hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. Right? So he enlargeth his desires. What is a desire? Something that you really want and that you'll do whatever it takes to fulfill. And that's what this man did. This place is his desire. So meanwhile, since this place is his desire, he'll do whatever it takes to have the people that's in it worship all the deities and the customs. Right? That's why you got, people worshiping so much. Everybody ask about, oh, what's his zodiac sign? That's another thing. That's Babylonian. In Egypt. That zodiac sign stuff, that you're not supposed to be dabbling into that stuff. Because that's also named after, the stars and the constellations, which are named after what? They named those after their gods. Which again, that's why they got it with the numbers, the as we just read, the days of the week. They're after gods. The months, they're after gods. And that's how the hell they get you. So you're sitting there or worshiping. It's a guideline. It's a guideline. If you're gonna live here, you gotta worship the gods that we worship. One accord. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Right? So that's what I was just talking about. This man has brought everybody to this place, Babylon, to serve slavery, right? Brought the heathens over. They're over us at the moment. They're the dogs that lick the womb. And this man that runs the society is the rich man. And while we're poor, we have to worship their gods that they worship. Right? Another thing, karma, which is definitely a thing, but people in this world, they're so mindless that they say karma like it's, a thing that you should be worshiping. They don't actually know where karma actually came from. That was Buddhism. Right? That was Buddhism. That came out of, the Buddhist dialect. Right? So he took all nations, brought them here to serve their gods. Right? Thursday, Thor's day. Right? It's based on Thor. Friday is, Friggs, or also known as Frius. Right? Frigg is who they say is Odin's wife. You see how this works? It's sorcery. It's all sorcery. Because then when you're hoping, these people, these mindless jakes that's out here, the 12 tribes of Israel, they're mindless. So when they are constantly hoping on a day, they make you do that in school too. Oh, I can't wait for the weekend, or if you hear that there's a day off in school, you're gonna be sitting there obviously, or a day off in work. Oh, I can't wait for that day. Man, I'm looking so forward to that day. I just cannot wait. Right? And that's where they get you at. That's them making you serve their gods. And ultimately, that implant that they're going to put in your hand. Right? So this is Genesis 9:6. Right? So and I'll read it. It says, "Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of Yahweh made he man." Right? So again, that they started that from slavery. You know, everything about this place, not even just the days or the months, you know, or the planets, but you know, the structures. You know, we just every time we go down to um downtown, what do you see around you? Shit, not even downtown, anywhere. What do you see around you? Clefts of rock, you know, the Roman looking buildings, you know, the stadiums, you know, the football stadiums. What are those? Those are them stadiums and the coliseums that they used back then in Rome. Right? Them buildings that have, like, you know, the White House, you know, them buildings that have the designed pillars. What are those? It's Rome, Babylonian. Right? And this man, and you know, you Jakes, or what about why can't Esau be saved? You know, this man had you build these places in the name of their gods. This man had you build these places, these Roman and these Babylonian places. You know, these statues that they got laying around, you know, all these deities that they made, they got you Jakes, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, building those and to worship them. And tell me that is not the devil. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai and Shalom.